Hello and welcome back to our Vlandian adventures. We're going to be getting an army together right here with our newly acquired Botanian vassals. And you may be wondering, how did I do that? Well, I was actually, you saw that, right? You saw that at the end of the previous episode? I think you did. But anyway, if you didn't, then you won't have seen that I was being pursued by a very large Botanian force because they wanted to try and prevent me from taking Varcheg. And, well, I decided to turn around after running away for a pretty considerable amount of time, and they apparently disbanded the army. And then I sent a bunch of messengers off to the people that I thought might accept any kind of persuasion attempt for free. And that just so happened to be Mr. Melodia right here. And Louis-chan is somewhere around here. So generally, they have now joined us, which is absolutely fantastic. There are so many different reasons why that is fantastic, and I will just zoom out to show you them. These two right here, Ker Banseth and Sionon, have now changed hands because they are, of course, at war against us, the Botanians, and as a result, any kind of vassal that changes sides will bring their fief with them. So we are very, very pleased about this turn of events, and that means that we are in a much stronger position than we used to be, so that's really nice. Now, we're going to be going in against Varcheg here. I will be taking claim on this. I think this makes the most sense, considering I am, of course, also the Lord of Revel. It makes all the sense in the world for us to do that. And otherwise, we're going to just move all of these wonderful trebuchets into the reserve, and then we'll get ready to go in. Ooh, it seems like the Southern Empire has actually declared war against Vlandia right now. Okay, well, yeah, I had no hand in that whatsoever. They literally just wanted to do that, so who am I to stop them, I suppose? Who am I to stop them? If they want to do that, then that's absolutely fine. And I will be happy to crush them where they stand. Of course, you know, that's... maybe they can have a bite to eat, you know, just before getting crushed into the ground, perhaps. Anyway, there we go. Druimore Castle has been taken. I believe that a relatively large army of ours went over there and took it. Oh. Oh. Hello there. Right. Okay, so Mr. Caladog himself is actually here as well, with his own army, by the looks of things. Okay, this is a very even battle. Look at that. Alright, here we go. So we have our commanders here. There's... What? We have 171 cavalry? Oh, no, that's nice. Oh, yeah. Archers! That is really nice. Unfortunately, because of the enormous surplus of cavalry units that we now have in our command, we do not have any archers. Which is... Oh, that's really not good. No, that is really not good at all. I would have much preferred to have a number of archers than cavalry, but I suppose we're just going to have to make do here then. The main reason why this happened, of course, is because the Botanian vassals that joined us and are indeed a part of our army, they have contributed a huge contingent of Botanian horsemen, I would assume. And that's the reason why this is happening. So let's see if I can get my guys over here. Let's get my infantry into a nice shield wall as well. Thanks to our new trait, the shield wall formation should provide our units with just that much more efficiency in combat. So I'm going to be happy with that. Let's get into a nice defensive position with them as well. My archers are so incredibly insignificant that I don't know whether I should even bother moving them, to be honest. I feel like they're just going to be, well, picked off. I mean, just look at them. Look at this. Look at all these little green flags. They're not really going to do that much, are they? Well, who knows? Maybe they will do enough to constitute their presence. And, oh, I was really hoping to get a nice couch lance there, but I was just very worried. Yeah, again, I've got to be careful. You know, I've got to be careful about this whole thing. Let's tell my people to charge in, tell my cavalry to charge in against the enemy's cavalry. Bear in mind that, of course, the enemy's cavalry is exactly the same kind of cavalry that we have. So it is very much down to how we use our cavalry in comparison to them. That's how it's going to come down to whether we achieve victory or not. And as it stands right now, I am not a big fan of this whole situation. This is not going well for me whatsoever, in my opinion at least. I feel like it is not going well. Our archers are doing okay. My infantry is kind of just standing here. They're being attacked from... Why are they being attacked from multiple directions? Why are they not facing towards the opponent? I'm not entirely sure why they didn't decide to do that, but I guess it's because the enemy's cavalry came in from a weird angle, and that is causing them a couple of difficulties in that regard. Oh, nice damage. Nice damage to the horse right there. As long as we can take these spearmen off their horses as well, we should have a pretty easy time of things. Well, yeah. Okay, well, those noises signified utter disappointment on my side. I really have no idea how I was able to die in one hit to a scythe user. Did you see that? He was using like a falc's blade on the end of like a polearm or something like that. What a crazy guy. What a crazy guy. Oh well, never mind. I suppose the best thing that I could have done right here is have massive amounts of cavalry and good amounts of infantry as well, because otherwise we're now going to have a much easier time of achieving victory, or at least I hope so. As you can no doubt tell, everything is very even as it is right now. Look at this. We have 250 taken out, and the enemy has about 300. So we're only missing about 50 units. However, that is really bad, because as you can no doubt tell by the unit totals, we are about 50, 60, 70 in disparity between us and the opponent. So if we end up losing even more units, we are going to be in a very bad situation indeed. However, have you noticed what our cavalry are doing? Have you noticed? Yeah. I mean, I think it's pretty obvious, eh? I think it is absolutely clear as day that the AI, when the player character gets eliminated, is awful. It is really, really awful, and I am extremely surprised that these cavalry are not just charging straight on in, because you can guarantee, and I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that there we go. The cavalry are finally charging. Okay, good. Now, that's what I would have done immediately, because the cavalry is just so immense, and the Battanians were trapped so heavily in that forested area that the cavalry coming in from a flanking position or something like that, that would have been devastating. However, here's the thing. Yeah, as I said, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that if I had a situation where the opponent was... I don't know, let's say that I only had archers and infantry, and you can guarantee, almost guarantee, that the archers in that situation would be charging in, straight up. And the cavalry, as you could no doubt tell, was very pensive, very cautious, not wanting to... look at this, they're doing it again. They're moving into the reserve ranks for some reason. I don't know why they would do that. Now they're charging in again. Okay, good. You know, it is an utter... well, I guess it is kind of like a rather interesting test of sorts, because we're seeing the opponent do their own thing. We know what they're capable of, but we're seeing our own allied units be commanded by someone that isn't me for once. And, well, as you can no doubt tell, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. And you thought I was bad, eh? You thought I was bad. Well, no. This guy, whoever he is, Mr. Robot, 926 or whatever, he's not doing the best job, is he? He's certainly not doing the best job. He is going to achieve victory, I think. It seems like that to me, at least, that we do have the advantage. But at the end of this, we are going to be losing so many units. It is not even funny. Oh, look, we're very close. Look at that. We are extremely close with each other. Thankfully, the combat strength is in our favor, and I do believe that the Battanians will now be running away. And, well, I hope that most of them will run away, because I'm not really wanting to lose any more units. But there you go. We actually did maintain 156 So that's, I suppose, at least something to take away from that. I'm going to take another Bitinian Fian champion. They're really good. They're really good. You can tell what I was going to say. But yeah, anyway, Bitinian mounted skirmisher or legionary. I'm thinking the legionary probably. There we go. Get some more of those. We got some more influence as well. And oh yeah, that's also something. Those of you in the comments that let me know about the whole peerage policy thing, thank you very much for all of your information and assistance, because I was unaware, because this is obviously something that has never really happened to me, where I've wanted so badly to disavow a potential policy. This has never really happened. But now that it is happening, it's good to have some people that have gone through it before. So I appreciate you letting me know about all that stuff. But apparently, if you haven't seen those comments and you don't know yourself, apparently to disavow and to fail disavowing it, in other words, abolishing the policy, that increases the cost of attempting to disavow it in repetition. So in other words, when you try it again, the cost has increased since the last time you tried it. Now, personally, I don't think that's a good system. I don't know why that is even a thing, to be honest. I really don't know why the developers decided that it would be a good idea that when you fail to disavow something, when you don't even know how much it's going to cost, by the way, you're not told before you go into that menu how much influence you need in a total. And as a result, you're kind of left a little bit blind about your decision-making process. Obviously, I am playing on a previous version, and they may have already fixed this in 1.5.1, I think, is the most up-to-date version, but that is obviously on the beta branch as far as I'm aware. But I'm playing on 1.4.2, and 1.4.3 is the next one up from that, and then it is a big jump up to 1.5. So I'm only 2 versions behind, which is really not even that big a deal, because some of them are just minor updates and stuff like that. I saw someone say that I'm really far behind, but I'm actually not. If you think about it, it's actually not that far behind at all. There are some big changes in 1.5 though, I think, and I think someone actually did mention that the automatic movement to the army when they call, that has been changed. So thankfully that's not going to happen anymore if you're on that particular version. So that's good to know, because I was very, very agitated about that. I felt like it shouldn't really happen that way. And thankfully they have listened and decided to change it. So we'll see what happens with that. This guy doesn't have a huge amount of riding skills, you can quite clearly tell, but he has a lance and so on and so forth. So I think I might as well keep him the way he is. This guy is going to be on foot as well, because he has a bow, and don't know whether you can use that on horseback or not, but I'm just going to kind of keep him the way he is. This guy's fine. This guy's fine. Basically anyone with a bow, I'm pretty much just trying to keep off a horse, because if I can do that, then they're probably going to be extremely effective without it, even though horse archery is, in my opinion, the most powerful thing you can do in this game. But that's just my opinion, obviously. You might disagree. Otherwise, let's make this guy into a crossbowman on foot as well. I've been meaning to do this for a while, because I don't know whether you noticed, but whenever I have auto-equipped things, sometimes the auto-equip may not work as intended, and it might give horses to people that don't have huge amounts of riding skill, or might not be able to use their weapons on horseback. And as a result, I kind of wanted to try and prevent that. For example, this Patanian guy right here, Mr. Pelisor, amazingly enough, is actually here. Once again, he is a very proficient assassin archer of sorts. And yeah, so I'm basically just trying to prevent any problems with the archers. As you can see, there's a number of them that we have, and they are all on mounts, and that's not a good idea. I wonder whether there's a way to do it en masse, whether I can actually set up something that prevents people with ranged weapons having any problems with that. But, yeah. Return to the siege, and we'll let people do their thing. Hopefully the garrison will not sally out. If they do sally out, we're going to have some huge problems. But I hope that they won't. So let's see what actually happens here. They want to give me this castle. Why? Why did you want to give me this castle? That is a really bad idea. Okay. I'm going to take it, you know? I'm going to take it, and I'm going to give it to someone else, and hopefully I'll get them some relation or something like that. So let's have a look and see who needs relation with us. This guy needs relation with us, but do I care? I'm not entirely sure. Aldrich needs relation with us, but he already has Praven and Drapand castles, so it's not really necessary for him to have that, to be honest. I'd like to give it to someone... Ooh, this guy hates me. It would be good to prevent him from going away, to be honest. Okay, let's give him this. There we go. Nice. Okay, so we've got a positive relation with him now, at least. Now, the unfortunate thing about doing this whole thing and giving a castle to someone else is that everyone in the entire kingdom is now going to not really like me so much. And they are going to reduce relation by 2. So that's obviously not the best thing that can happen, of course. But it does give us a bit of an update on their relation status. So indeed, if someone is extremely low in relation level, then we'll get told by all of these messages. And personally, what I'd like to see actually is this message right here, or the various messages that you get to see, moved a little bit downwards so that you can still see the combat strength and the power levels of what's going on in a siege or a battle, and that would really make a pretty huge difference in my opinion. Anyway, we're going to build our trebuchets once again, because it seems like my other ones were murdered, thank you, were destroyed, but mark my words, we will be taking Varchek. We will be taking Varchek. Unfortunately, I did have to let most of those Batanians go. Technically, I didn't have to, but I want to do that because of the ability to persuade them. Like, I don't know whether those guys would have joined me for free if I didn't have good relation with them already. And that's the reason, you know, giving more success chance to that is really, really useful. I'm going to give it to myself then again, apparently. That's kind of weird. Okay, yeah, and I'm going to give it to someone that... I'm going to give it to these guys, I guess, because they only have 8 with me, but they have 0 fiefs, so it's kind of useful, I guess. Death Art doesn't really need anything. He's fine. He's got 26. See, now that's exactly my point. Because I let this guy go a whole bunch of times, he has a tier 6 clan, and he has 26 relation with us, and as a result, he might have joined us for free. Whereas if I had 1 or negative relation with him somehow, then it might very well have been the case that he wouldn't have joined us. And so that's the reason why I let people go for the most part. This guy is now liking me a little bit better. These guys have 0, but they are a mercenary faction, so it doesn't really make much sense, does it? It doesn't really make much sense to give it to him. So I guess I'm actually going to give it to Desporion here. I think he'll do a good job. There we go. 13 relation, and we are going to end up losing more relation with other people, but that is to be expected, of course, so nothing to worry about there. Oh, and now it seems like we are being proposed by the Aserai for a peace agreement. I will be accepting that, thank you very much, because I don't think that we really want to be focusing on the Aserai right now, or in general, just, you know, getting into their grill at all. I would very much like to try and avoid splitting our forces' attention as much as we possibly can. Ooh, the vote to make peace with Britannia has failed. Yeah, as it should. Thank you very much. As it should, because I'm just about to take this. Thank you very much. Oh dear. Can you imagine if they actually forced through the peace agreement? Because I still do not have enough. Oh, declaring war on the Western Empire. Okay, apparently we are going to be declaring war against the Western Empire. Sure, okay, fine. Okay, let's do it then. And we're almost there. We only have another 2,000 HP to go, and there you go. Nice. Okay, that is exactly what we wanted. The Batanians and the Crusade have now made peace. That is perfectly acceptable to me, because we don't have to worry about either of those. although the Crusade might actually be revving up for some kind of offensive action against us, which would not be very nice of them, that's for sure. It wouldn't be very nice. But let's just take a quick look here. I feel like that's what I should do a little bit more often, because in the previous episode, don't know whether you noticed, but in various sieges, I generally don't tend to look at where the holes in the defenses are, and it seems like I can't even see where the other entry point is. There only seems to be one. Oh, it might be... Ah, it's through here. I see. So the fence has been taken down. Okay, that's a bit weird. I would have expected the walls to be having a pretty large hole in them at this point, but apparently not. Anyway, we might have some issues here, but I'm pretty sure because we have... I mean, we do have a numbers advantage, but I'm hopeful that... hopefully they don't have a huge amount of extremely powerful units. I don't actually know. So I guess we'll see. Hopefully I'm not going to get shot. Oh, hello. Yes, you're wanting to shoot me very badly, aren't you, sir? Well, it's too late now. Okay, now I'm going to have to be very careful here, because I do not want to get killed, if at all possible. If I fight on the stairs, then we should be okay. Oh, already on the battlements? Really? No defenses whatsoever for them? Okay. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Where is the... Oh, hello there. Well, this is a somewhat problematic situation, is it not? Yes, this is a very problematic situation. Can I jump? Can I jump out? I don't think I can. I think I'm pretty much dead. Now, that's also something that I really don't know why it happens. Getting trapped by a number of units out of nowhere, and then you have nowhere to go, basically. You can't really do anything about it, so... Oh well, never mind. That is indeed a victory for us. I mean, pretty obviously. I mean, just look at all of the green on the right side. You can quite clearly see that we are going to achieve victory very, very quickly indeed. And I really wanted... You know what I wanted to do? I actually wanted to try and find the gate controls for the front gate, because I'm not entirely sure. Do they even have a front gate? Oh, look. There's actually something in there. Oh, well. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, I guess I'll just take those two. And, yeah, look at that. So it seems like there is, and I think in here is where the controls are. So next time I get the opportunity to do so, I will try and see if I can maybe open up the main gates, because that's going to make it a lot easier for us to accomplish our goals. Obviously, I did get myself taken out again, so... yes. The trials and tribulations of being Mr. Bruce Beartild. I'm sure he's very pleased with me, indeed, isn't he? Okay, well, let's just take all of that. As the capturer of Varcheg, you have the right of first refusal. I will claim it for myself. Thank you. Okay, so we are now going to be disbanding the army, thank you very much. And we will now go inside. And I will be selling a whole bunch of prisoners, thank you very much. There are so many of them. And I'm sure that there are a lot of high tier ones as well, as you can quite clearly see. Look at that. Massive amounts of high tier ones, going to give us a good amount of cash. Hopefully we'll be able to go into the marketplace after this and maybe buy some hardwood or something as well, because those guys are really needing some materials for their smithing. That is what we really want to do. And let's get that. There we go. Okay, that seems to be it. If I've missed any tier 5 units, then I apologize, but that's just how it goes. And there's 12,000. Nice. And we also gained a level. Ooh, nice. Okay, happy with that. So let's go into the marketplace real quick. It's highly unlikely they'll have anything. Yeah, they don't have anything. They do have 42,000 gold, though, but this is my town, so it's probably not the best idea to try and, you know, take all its money. But I will be taking all of its money, or most of it at the very least. And then we'll see... Manage it. Okay, so let's have a look here. We want a bonus to construction. Marketplace. Okay, this is actually pretty good. So let me just add a little bit of extra cash to this. That's going to take 20 days. I think that's fine. Then we're just going to wait here for some time, try and get ourselves back on our feet. And hopefully that's going to work out quite nicely for us. I don't mind making peace with the Botanians now. If they would like to, I'm pretty happy with that, to be honest. So we'll see what happens in the next episode. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.